Welcome to my favorite studio in the world. It'll be yours soon, too. This is the Tisch WNET studio here in the heart of New York City at Lincoln Center. It is my pleasure to introduce Sara Chipps, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Jewelbots, friendship bracelets, right?
Yes.
Help us understand this, and let's immediately talk about what they are, Jewelbots, and also talk about, there's a whole educational thing with young girls.
Yeah, well, everything in our world is smart now, right? We have smartphones and smart homes. So at Jewelbots, we've been working on smart friendship bracelets as a way to inspire young girls to start coding.
Describe coding for, I think I know what it is. What is coding?
So coding is the way we tell computers what to do. So when I go to a website, or when you pay your taxes online, or even the things that live in our homes, like our Alexas, they have code on them. And so it's becoming increasingly a big part of our jobs.
To write the code? To
write the code.
You have to, okay, the skill set to write code, creative, analytical, strategic. Help me understand this. Is it mathematical? No.
Everyone thinks that.
I thought that.
Yeah, I think that's what's a really big misconception. And something that the programmer community has done is convince people it's really hard and you have to be really good at math. And of course, like any job, there's the really hard part of it. Like there are some people that work on Wall Street that are quants, and they have to be very good at math.
The what?
The quants.
I mean, quantitatively, and their analysis quantitatively. Never mind, I know what I'm talking about.
They're the people that make the money happen.
Okay. Well, then how do you learn to code? How does our daughter, I told you, Olivia is 7 as we're doing this show, she was fascinated by the whole thing. She's like, well, how do I code?
Yeah. So the way these work, so we talked to a lot of girls just like your daughter. We talked to about 200 girls, and we were like, what
Focus group of 200 girls?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And we said, what would be exciting to you? Like, what would make you want to code? Because coding is boring. And what we heard from them is their friends are the most important things in their world. So we were like, all right, what if we made a bracelet that lit up when your friends were nearby? And they would be like, how do I get that? And so that's what we built. And when they plug it into their computers, they can go to our website and look at a video, and it teaches them how to write code for their bracelet. So they can say, if Stacy's in the room and Haley's in the room, then all of our bracelets should be rainbow colors. And they can write that, and they can upload it onto the device.
There it is. Now, it's flashing.
Yeah.
And it means what?
So right now it's flashing, which means it's looking for other Jewelbots that are nearby. This is how I pair my Jewelbot with another friend. So if there was another friend nearby, we could pick a friendship color. We could say, every time our bracelets are together, they should be red. And then whenever we're in the same room, our bracelets will be red. And we can use them to send each other secret messages.
Such as?
Like girls, what I found is they like to come up with their own languages. So they'll be like, if I send you 2 buzzes, that means the teacher is looking at you and you need to pretend to be doing your test.
Oh, come on. We're PBS. We advocate educational excellence and hard work.
Which is...
That's just hypothetical, is what you meant. Yes, I want to clarify that. So they're able to send messages, and you have to code in order to do it. But I'm curious, whether it's our daughter or anyone else, but our daughter happens to FaceTime our cousins a lot.
Yeah.
If they had this, could they communicate differently?
Well, if their cousins were if they were in the same building, so first of all, you don't have to code in order to play with them. So you can play with them without coding.
Right.
But if you wanted to code them, you could do things with your cousins like make a game. You can make games for them. You could make it so when you're with certain cousins, they're like one color, and when you're with other cousins, they're another color. And when you're all together, they do different things. It's really fun for them.
Let me ask you your background, because you were featured on American Masters. They featured entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
I'm curious about this for you. Your fascination.
Yeah.
With coding.
Well, I'm a software engineer, and I've been doing it for a long time. And I started when I was a little older than your daughter.
No.
Yes.
Where, how? Because you're from New Jersey.
New Jersey. I was homeschooled.
I'm not saying it's not possible in New Jersey. I didn't mean to say that. You're homeschooled. Go ahead.
I was homeschooled, and I didn't have any friends when I was little. So I figured out that my computer could dial into other computers, and I could talk to people online. And that was so cool to me. So I figured out how to do that, and then I started coding with people on these things called bulletin board services, which is what we had before the internet. And I just fell in love with computing.
Was there a teacher that had an influence in your life?
Yes. I had a teacher, I went to high school, my senior year of high school, Mrs. Gall.
Mrs. Gall. Always like to
Yes.
credit teachers. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's great. She's still a great computer science teacher at Timothy Christian School in Edison, New Jersey. And she was a great example. She taught us C++.
I'm sorry, what?
She taught us C++, which is a programming language. And I remember being the only girl in the class, but being really excited seeing what a great example Mrs. Gall was. She made it really easy.
You don't do this. For me, I sometimes think there's a whole world going on that I don't understand. And as I listen to you, I realize I'm right. There is. And let me ask you, what I'm curious about is this. I'm a student of it, fascinated by it, but mostly interpersonal communication.
Yeah.
Before I let you go, this and other mechanisms where younger people, kids and older, communicate in ways that are not interpersonal. Do you ever worry about, I know it's a philosophical question, an important one, you ever worry about our ability or their ultimate ability to interact interpersonally?
Yes, of course. But I think that is our nature as we see the world evolve. I'm sure that our parents' parents were really concerned that they were sitting in front of televisions all the time and worried that they wouldn't communicate well. And it turns out they evolved into it. And I'm sure
It's
the
not
next
mutually
generation.
exclusive is what you're saying.
Yes.
By the way, help me again. What was it? What is it called? Girls develop it. What is that?
Girl develop
See
it.
my technology? Boom. There
That
it
is
right there.
great.
Right? See?
That's how you communicate.
Yes, it is. Okay, we have our own special broadcasting, PBS.
Secret language.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Girls develop. Go ahead.
Yeah, so Girl Develop It is a nonprofit organization that I helped start in 2010 that teaches adult women how to code.
Really?
Yes. It started here in New York, but now it's in over 60 cities around the world. It's taught almost 100,000 women how to code. And Jewelbots was born of it because we heard from our students, adults, that they didn't know what an engineer was until they were in college. And I was like, why did that happen to you? Like, how can we make sure that girls know younger?
You are very much into younger girls, more mature ladies, women, learning, growing, developing, reaching their potential. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
Now
yeah.
I know why the folks at American Masters had you in their hashtag Inspiring Women web series.
That's great.
Sara Chipps is the CEO of Jewelbots. I want to thank you so much.
I think at NJIT there are a lot of smart students.
I came to NJIT for mechanical engineering because within state, it's one of probably the top 3 schools for engineering.
It sort of creates a friendly competition where you can learn from them.
It's a great academic school.
I feel I'm being challenged, but at the same time, I love the classes I'm taking.
The atmosphere of being here is like being at an upstart company. It's that same kind of drive, that same kind of passion.
Also brought to you by TD Bank and by Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey.